Good morning and welcome to Moopsy in the Morning for May the 16th, 2025. And as I was just telling Taz and Musin, apologies for not being here yesterday. Both
Good
morning and evening.
morning.
Morning was the migraine. Evening was they were still working on the house. In theory, as far as I know, they're done with scraping the house and patching holes and stuff like that. And in theory, maybe they're going to paint today. I have no idea how they're going to paint the entire house today. Then again, this is what they do for a living, and doing things quick and efficiently is probably their job.
Paint
Still,
guns.
it's a lot of house. Let's see, what have we got today? We have got ah thunderstorms with hail and damage this afternoon. Probably not going to get my house painted today. We will see. All right, let's see what I got today. Materials in space. Tholian ships. Well, we'll save that one for a little bit later. And heal health on the ground. Yeah, wow, not exciting.
I have restore shields on the ground, defeat Borg on the ground, and harvest material space.
Good morning, Chris.
Morning.
Excuse me. Yeah, I said that wrong. Let me say it without the American accent. Morning.
Is the good part of the American accent?
Yes, it clearly is.
Right. Okay.
Good
Well,
morning, Lexers. And by the way, good morning, Mukia, who is here first. Gets first prize for today. So the house is, at least as far as I know, it's scraped, sanded. All the damaged parts of the woods have been fixed, replaced. My deck got fixed yesterday, which was good
ooh,
because Wednesday, as I think I was saying, maybe I didn't. Yeah, it was on Wednesday night. My gutters failed right over the back deck. So all water from a rainstorm was pouring down onto the deck and starting to wash away at the foundation of the house, which is long term a
not
bad thing.
optimal.
Yeah, non optimal. Good morning, Satalia. So while the guy was out fixing the deck, I'm like, hey, while you're here, you want a quote on just replacing this whole section? And he was like, sure, no problem. Great, send me a quote. Might as well get that done while I'm at it. Which then leaves me with just kind of make plantings around the house and repainting the inside of the house too. And I can repaint all of the inside of the house by myself except my living room because it has cathedral ceilings. And my ladder is not big enough to go all the way up to the top of the cathedral parts. And even if it was, part of it's over a staircase, and it's like, no, 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 I'm not doing
Yeah,
that.
that sounds like a no.
Yeah, that's a hire professionals.
Yep.
Well, since this tune has absolutely nothing of value, let me try and see what another tune has got here.
You can have Data and Picard doing the
Oh my
finger
god, that'd be
thing.
so funny.
Oh my god. Oh, that sounds brilliant, actually.
That would be brilliant.
I know, especially after season one of Picard.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I have my little kids' playroom in the house, which they built a section underneath the eaves for little kids to go in and play. It's too small to do as a real room, and I was going to use it for kind of craft storage, but it just occurred to me it's got the perfect ceiling. I could do the Star Trek Sistine Chapel in there. Oh, that'd be so funny. Lexer says nowadays hiring a professional has a very different meaning. This is true. Not that kind of professional. Not a Jean Reno professional.
No, I'm
Oh
I'm
god.
I'm hiring a professional hitman.
That's what we were referencing there, yes.
Oh, I,
Yes.
I I thought another type of
No, no.
professional.
Jean Reno from
My
Leon.
mind
People are
went
professional.
instantly into the gutter with that.
No, oh, no. Well, yeah, there is that kind of professional too. There's many kinds of professionals.
Emergency Moopsy Hologram. I just noticed the title.
Yes, another Satalia title. I get messages from Satalia.
I have no doubt it was Italia. It was just like, it's actually creative. I like it.
Congratulations, Satalia. It is approved. Yeah, I get these texts throughout the day from you guys, and yay! Thank you very much.
Well, I've got some Borg TFOs, and I have a little Kari TFO.
Oh, I have disruptor damage.
Two of
No,
them.
I have destroyed dreadnought, so that works out really nicely.
Something about there are no professionals working at DECA.
Hey!
I'm sure there's at least one person who's professional. It might be the secretary, but you know. No, I think the designers are professionals. It's just like the people who are administering the company probably might not be.
Taz is off doing Azure Nebula. We can do Azure Nebula too, Satalia. No problems.
Yeah, I technically need it too, although I have no will to do it.
Courtesy of
Professional screenwriters don't exist. That's a proven fact.
No, unfortunately, no one wants professional writers. Or those who actually know how to write, they just need cheap people. Who do the basics.
I figured it out. They lie to us. There are no such thing as writers. It's just AI, and then a bunch of trained monkeys that throw the AI script through a spell check.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm sure.
Since Taz is already running Azure Nebula on his own, shall I just start one, and by the time he's done with his, we'll be done with ours, and we can get together to do something Borgy?
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Azure Nebula. I'm going to the other one.
You couldn't wait, Taz, could you?
Nope.
Waiting is not a feature that Taz has built in.
I have ADHD. What do you mean?
Well, that's just an excuse. I have ADHD.
No, it's not an
probably, and
excuse.
And he
That's an
can't
excuse.
wait
You
to
could've
shut
waited.
down this game and play another one.
Weeboo?
Weeboo. Oh dear lord.
I apologize, but my allergies are acting up too, so I sound a little funky today. Lexter says, you know what they say, give a monkey a typewriter for long enough and eventually you'll get a masterpiece. So there's a guy on YouTube that I occasionally listen to who was trying to explain that in terms of genetics, in terms of DNA creating things. And he said, well, that's possibly true. There's probably not enough time for it ever to happen. However, if you throw in a single thing, which is you have a master idea of where it's going, and you adjust the algorithm ever so carefully, so it would be, as soon as you have a team of, let's say, 100 monkeys in a room. As soon as the first monkey types the correct thing, that can't be typed again. And as each word strings along into correct phrases, it slowly builds on that. Otherwise, it's never going to happen.
But then you're decreasing the amount of words that can be in the
No,
subsequent
because let's say
part of the text.
No. So the first word, because we know what we're going for, which is the works of Shakespeare. Once the first word, let's say it's the, is typed, that position and word is done. Now, maybe the second word is supposed to be the also, but that's in a second position, so that's fine. So the next time somebody types the...
I was like, you put each word that ever was written into a ball pit, and every time you pick out a ball, there's less words in the pit.
Yeah, but if they're not in the right order, it doesn't work.
Yeah, but there's also one of each word.
Oh, yeah, no, that's not going to work either. Oh, hold on. Satalia says ship
You'll
name.
be left with a very incomplete Shakespeare.
Yeah, the incomplete works of Shakespeare.
No. The thing is, though it's right that if you get enough monkeys with enough typewriters into a room and you have them typing long enough, you will eventually end up with a masterpiece.
No, you'll eventually have PCs into typewriters.
Hang on, Satalia's
The chances of
Satalia is
actually
floating around here
proving
showing
what-
off her ship, which is Anita Professional.
Who's Anita?
As in, I need a professional. Anita Professional.
I'm stupid. I didn't pick that up.
The chances that we'll actually prove what came before the Big Bang are bigger than the monkeys actually writing the masterpiece.
Wexter says, I literally meant a monkey mashing the typewriter at random will eventually end up with coherent words ending up in a masterpiece. Yes, yes, given enough time.
Yeah.
Which
Except
is
that
artificially sustained the monkey for
Hey,
100 years,
Those,
perhaps.
hold on a second. Satalia, are those all pets floating around you? Oh my
yes, they
god.
are.
Oh my god. Look at that.
That is nothing.
No, that's just a dreadnought. To think about a carrier could
That's
hang out.
that's 2 hangars plus the bonus hangar.
It doesn't have 2 hangars. The ship has only 1. It's a dreadnought.
Really?
The tell you running credence, which has only 1
Oh,
hangar.
if you then use things like the squadron pets, each pet is actually displayed by 3 little objects. So
Yeah, if Satalia has it, I don't know if Satalia has that.
I noted that if I like give up on things like certain build parts that are on all the DPS ships, I can have even more pets.
I still think that carriers are just a nuisance in this game.
They can be fun.
I mean, I'm
If-
not saying they can't be fun, but this is not really a significant thing that's a game changer in the match.
No.
If I use the obelisk swarmers plus the set for on the ship, that gives me extra pets, plus the trait that gives me an extra hangar on a 2 hangar ship, I can have more than 4 hangars worth of pets coming out. I've been looking into that for the Quacken.
Yeah, I have my proto quack and redux started, but have not done anything. I swear to goodness, I'm
started
retired. This
same
should.
time, Mom.
Yeah, but as I was about to say, I have no idea how. I'm not working anymore, and aside from going to the gym and doing class, I haven't had time to do anything. What the heck is wrong with my time management? But it's like
There's nothing wrong
never.
with time management. Life just
Right.
takes up a lot of time to make sure it continues.
I think I was telling Taz about this. You don't realize how much having a second person in your life who's working at the same level you are does in terms of somebody's taking out the garbage or picking up the mail or doing the groceries or making sure the lawn gets mowed and walking the dogs and
Yep. If
Ugh.
there's somebody who could do
Only
the
if you have someone who
groceries,
actually contributes,
Yeah.
'cause
the taking out the trash doesn't take so much time. But I imagine that getting groceries for you takes a lot more time than for me.
well, yeah, well, and there's me and the doggers, which admittedly isn't that bad, but
Wow,
the big
the
issue
store is less than a 5-minute walk away
Yeah.
from my front door, so it's pretty quick that I can do groceries.
well, I had
I
planned
don't
on.
imagine that being the same for people in America.
Oh no, that's not
why
true.
in America everybody needs a car.
Well, actually,
Why in
where
my
I was
country,
living,
nobody actually needs a car.
where I was living was perfect because it was a 5-minute walk to the grocery store, a couple of restaurants, the motor vehicle bureau, Walmart, movie theater, bus stop, dry cleaners, everything you could probably need on a regular basis was walking distance. The drawback is it's an apartment, and you know what? Apartments aren't real handy when you've got 2 dogs that need exercise, and you don't want to disturb your neighbors all the time.
I don't care if my dog needs to go out at 4 a.m. Too bad for the neighbors.
Oh no, that's not it. It's the I lived on a second story. So okay, the dog needs to go out at 4 a.m. I have to get up, get dressed, go down a flight of stairs with 2 dogs who need to go out right now. Good morning, Chosen.
Yeah, no, I have the same thing. The only positive point is my dog is small enough that I can lift it up,
Yeah.
and it doesn't dare to walk down the stairs itself. It's deathly afraid.
Oh,
Steep stairs, though.
big
Steep
dog.
stairs.
Big dog is like, we're going out now. Phew.
Yeah. Oh, don't. she goes dancing in the hallway, and most of it's wood, so those nails are going
Yeah, no, the
in the
apartments I
middle of
lived
the
in.
night at 4 a.m. But the dog needs to take a walk. I'm walking the
That
dog. I
wasn't
don't
the problem.
care
It's
if
the
my neighbor
barking.
wakes up.
It
Oh,
is
she
the
doesn't. She
barking.
doesn't bark unless somebody
Ooh.
rings the doorbell.
I was watching TV yesterday and the doorbell rang on the TV and my dog started barking because there's somebody here. No, no, it's the television. I have to bark now. No, it's the television. Bark, 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 bark. And then the little one joins in. Barkity, barkity, bark. It's very annoying. Like,
Bark,
serious.
bark.
She doesn't bark unless she wants to. Yeah.
Mhm.
Is this the end of the lithium today or is that Sunday? I know it was a
Should
short
be
one.
Sunday.
Sunday? I remember it was a short one this time.
Mm.
And I have been told it's an upgrade weekend. I have not confirmed that.
Oh, then we might end today.
Yeah. Let's see, since I should have a moment here. Overview. Still showing lithium through Sunday. And says nothing about the upgrade, so maybe the upgrade's next week. Which would be good, because I need the dilithium to do some of those upgrades. We have about 3 minutes left here, Taz.
Yep.
According to the post, upgrade should begin today after a tiny update. Okay, thank you very much, Lexers. It's not an overview, but that's the only place I saw it. Or look for it.
I have half a mind to go into the bank today and to start yelling at the tellers, but not that they can actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, tellers can't do squat.
Yeah, but I feel lied to.
Why?
Because it said on the website about my vacation pay that I was going to get it yesterday.
Ah.
Still not there. So I
Uh-oh.
feel like I should go to the bank and start yelling, like, where are you keeping my money? You know, it says on the website I should have been paid. Not the bank's website, but the one from the city that says that
I think you need to
they
go
were
with the
going to
city
pay
then.
yesterday. I know what they're doing. They're keeping the money in another other account for like a day or
Yep.
something to get the interest rate.
Yep, indeed.
They're gonna give me my money. They're not
They're gonna.
stealing it. So
They're going to give you your money. They're just going to make a penny off of it first.
Oh.
So the dill boost and the upgrade should overlap for 2 days-ish. Okay.
When I was like 18, 19 years old, this sort of thing had me at the counter in the bank, slamming my fist on the counter, going, "Give me my money now!" Like aggressively. So
That's probably not
doing
good.
that nowadays
They're going to get you arrested.
would get you banned
Yeah, it would.
from going into the bank.
Let me get this warbird released here. There it is. Come on.
I remember when, you know, I started working, people would sit at the office and make like a ton of trouble for their money
Mm-hmm.
if it was but a day late. No, it was about an hour late, they'd already start showing up.
There it is. I used to work at a bank as a teller, and there were a couple of companies that would pay their employees on Fridays, but they hadn't deposited all the money yet to the account, so the first people in would get their checks cashed and nobody else would. So there would be a rush of the employees in at lunch. How many could get in, how many could get their checks cashed And then they'd go kind of run out gloating, I got mine.
Yeah, this is all automatic, electronic, set up by the
Oh, yeah.
state.
That's what it is these days.
Yeah. But anyway, when I was a kid, refusing to leave and just putting your foot down and getting a little aggressive would get you stuff. Now all it gets you is removed
That would
uh,
work better in my
and
opinion.
banned, and you're not allowed to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And in some cases, you could even lose whatever account or income you have because they've started punishing people for it.
Well, that'll
Even
teach you.
though I feel that when they don't pay out on the date that it says on the website that they're paying out,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of stealing my money.
It kind of is.
Even if
But
they're just holding it a day longer or something,
really
it's
quick,
kind of akin to theft, and I feel that I should be able to get upset about it.
you can get upset about it. Really quick, and we're going to do a Borg one. Does anybody care which Borg one we do?
No.
Got no preference, nothing fancy.
Boy, the two people I was expecting an answer out of.
Oh, disconnected.
There we go. That's what I was expecting. Too late. I've already decided. Wee woo.
We were, thank goodness, Mom. Chose the right one.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Taz to do Borg disconnected, and it's not falling out of his mouth. We have done Borg disconnected more lately than in a long
And surprise,
time.
surprise, Tez was usually not there around.
No, he was there. Well, that's true. Actually, out of the
One?
past 4 times, he's only been there twice.
Yeah, see?
Let's see. My mom, this is
That's
Lexus.
sort of
My mom has a habit of getting aggressive whenever she doesn't get her way at customer support in a store. I saw her scream and bang her fists on a counter a few times. I pointed out a couple of times that if she was a man, she would have been arrested, forcefully removed at that point. That's getting more common in the U.S. finally. You know,
yeah.
if you don't.
Over here, they don't distinguish between gender for that behavior.
No, I meant getting thrown out for being aggressive.
I know that started a little over 20 years ago when they really started enforcing that here. But there's never been a distinction on gender for that here, right? Like
It
if a
really.
woman behaves that way at customer support, they are getting removed
They should
forcefully.
be. It's getting more common here for women to be treated the same as men because women do it a lot more. But what's getting
Mm.
much better, thank goodness, is if you can't behave in public, you can't be in our store.
Yeah,
Here's called getting trespassed.
Yeah, I
women.
really...
Uh,
Like, I've been working in like customer service, and I know that customer service is probably the most annoying thing ever. and I really hated that notion that client always knows best. Like customer is like always knows the truth, and that we always come facing customer first. And yeah, I get that it's encouraging if you're being nice to the customer, but if a client or a customer is a big D and it's just pulling out a Karen, or they just can't
Yeah.
behave, and there's the door. Like, we have other customers that we want to feel safe, like, we want them to feel okay, and we want them to feel like we treat them with respect, and your behavior is also affecting them, so...
And you hit the nail on the head there. Like, it's more common for women, and that's why there's actually a term such as Karen, right? Even
Mhm.
when a man behaves that way, he's called a Karen.
I think it's just because it just got embedded into the thing.
I hate that
Yeah,
they use
no.
Karen only because my sister's a Karen and lovely person.
I
But I
mean,
get
it's
it.
kind
Same
of,
Karen.
it's kind of messy that it's stuck to just one particular name.
Yep.
Certainly not fun, especially for women who are Karen and they
Yeah.
aren't actually pulling off a Karen.
Yeah, but
But you know, in today's world, we tend to like make thought shortcuts.
Mm-hmm.
It's just easier to label something, and you know, it becomes kind of like sometimes a meme, sometimes it becomes a thing.
No, Satalia,
was
this is not
wondering-
elite. This is normal. Or sorry, this is advanced.
I've been on quite the nostalgia trip actually, and I do believe that the term Karen does originate from like some movie or something.
Really?
Yeah. Like I've been on a nostalgia trip. It's something.
Yeah, I saw that you died in the first 5 seconds to tell you I'm about to die too.
Well, but there's just the 3 of us, so... sorry, 4
4
of
of
us.
us. Oh, the
That's one
last person dropped out. There was 5 of us. It was something like Ray E or KE.
Yeah, they either disconnected or had a DC or just left because they didn't want to play it.
Oh, they got
What?
DC'd. It happens. Let's just not overextend and we'll be fine. Lexer says, nostalgia is a poison slowly dripping in our veins. I don't know. We can be nostalgic without
Nostalgia.
being obsessed.
Member berries?
Say again?
Member berries?
What?
I don't know that.
Member berries?
I'm sorry, you said it the 3 times the same way and I still don't understand what that means.
Oh, none of you
Bingo.
are into South Park?
Yeah, I just can't remember where that came up.
Member berries?
I knew it was.
Those blue berries that keep remembering stuff?
Oh, no, I didn't remember that story.
Do
Okay.
you remember?
No. Maybe I never saw that
Everybody-
one.
Don't remember.
Don't remember. Clearly haven't had the berries. Okay, I'm on 3 and I'll stick around here attempting to pew-pew things successfully.
Yeah, I'm on 4. Let me know if you need help. I do have a lot of pets which can help a little bit.
Yeah, we have a Taz too, so things should just die. And Satalia too. We're fine. And you. Yeah, I saw your last comment. Chosen. I did see that, Chosen. Let me read it out here once I get done with this wave of stuff coming in on me. Because I didn't know if that is a canon thing or a personal head story. So, Chosen says, to be honest, some of the most heroic things that the USS Bedford NCC 1826A is remembered for as being part of the Starfleet Klingon War from 2408 to 2410, the Iconian War, as well as the Klingon Civil War, and currently involved in the whole multi-universal Borg War. So I don't know the story of the Bedford, hence my question was, is that your head canon or is this official canon? I'm just curious. Because, I mean, we all make up our own head canon. That's like half the game.
Yeah.
Head canon is cool. Alright, 3's rainbowed. Just got 2 going on. I'm going to head over to 2 since it looks like 4 is about to go and 1's not too far behind.
Yeah, of course it's gilded itself, so... I can drop that one.
I
And the
beg
adapters.
to disagree, Lexers. Canon is a vague concept that writers disregard when inconvenient. Some maybe. Some of us are real nerds and like to stick with having our canon being accurate. Thank you ever so much. When I used to write fanfic, I would get comments going, hey, this is the correct name for that thing, and this is how it's spelled, and here's the whole backstory of it, and you used this part of it incorrectly. I'd be like, dang, you're right, thanks. Let's fix that.
Pitching anchor deployed. Projecting shield now.
Oh, no, JJ doesn't count. JJ doesn't care about anything else. Aside from JJ and making it difficult to understand, and black box and all that stuff. Thank you, Taz.
Oh yeah.
Besides, I don't
See,
consider...
I was kind of right about my nostalgia trip.
Yeah.
The earliest instance
Of Karening?
was from the term Karen starts originating from was because of the movie Mean Girls
Oh,
had a character named Karen.
I think I have
That's just a
seen that
pop
movie.
culture thing.
Yes,
I'm dead.
and then subsequently a Reddit
There.
thread actually exploded because some wife's name was Karen, and they started memeing on that.
Yeah, that's how memes are created these days. Something happens in a movie or somewhere or TV series, and it's just picked up and gets its own life and lives going forward, not necessarily being attached to that pop culture reference it came from. Sometimes you just really don't know where it's from
It's a
anymore.
throwback to the movie Mean Girls,
Protecting shields now.
which,
I haven't seen it.
Another
an angry woman named Karen. Yeah, okay, I see.
I
I,
think I saw Mean Girls back in the day, but isn't that like a 1990s movie?
2005, I
Okay,
think.
so it's an
But
older
yeah,
movie.
like it's an old movie.
Well, something that was
Dead
made in the
again.
2005 is old.
It
It's
is
just gross.
2005 is old. It is.
It's 20
I know,
years
but
old.
it's like
It's 20.
terrifying that it's like stuff that was 2005, 2004, it's over 20 years old, and I'm like, what?
Yeah,
How?
it's
Yeah,
What?
old.
it's like things that happened after I finished high school are considered old now. It's like,
I
Well,
know.
what?
things that
It's
happened
just
after I finished
terrifying.
high school like 50 years ago, so, they
Yeah,
are
but
old.
like,
There's no way around it. They're old. I could probably use some
yeah, but
help
like,
on two
people
here.
who were born in like 2007
Oh my
are
god, they're
now
so young.
full adults.
So
They're
I had
18
a
years old.
shave and a haircut. I actually, for the first time since even before the lockdown, cut my hair short
Yeah.
again. My mom says that it took years off my appearance,
Yeah.
and I look really young now. It's like, oh God, they're gonna card me again, aren't they?
My son
No, I
has
don't
the
think I've
most
ever been carded.
baby face in the world. He's he's got beard and mustache now, so he looks mature. But when he is clean shaven, he looks like he's 12.
Oh my god.
Wow, that might be an exaggeration, Mom. Because
Not
unless he's
much.
actually got the genetic condition where you keep looking like you're 12 years old,
No,
even in adulthood.
he's just kind of chubby. I'm putting that nicely. No, he's chubby. He's lost a ton of weight, but he carries a lot of that weight in his face, so it gives him a very youthful appearance. Which, by the way,
Yeah.
was true with my dad too. The only place he ever really looked old was around the eyes. When he started to get lines and wrinkles there. My son hasn't done that yet because being a true gamer, he never goes outside. None of that pesky sunlight. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, same here. Like, if I look at people my age who aren't gamers, who go to the beach and go skiing and all that sort of stuff, they have some wrinkled
Oh yeah.
faces. Ooh. And I'm like, I used to burn quick when I was a kid, so
Yeah.
I wasn't really the outdoorsy type that would enjoy laying in the sun. When everybody else was, rubbing themselves in with sunblock and laying on the beach in their swimwear,
Mm-hmm.
I actually had my thick black bomber jacket wrapped around me like a blanket, covering my head, sleeping like some hobo on the sand.
That's it. That's a style statement there.
Yeah, but
Fashion.
I don't regret it.
No, there's definite reasons to not have skin cancer at your age.
There's definite reason just not to have old skin at my age. Even
There's
though
that.
it's starting. It's starting. I can tell by my fingers.
Yeah, that's a funny thing. My fingers, my hands have not changed
Mm,
that much.
It's
Oh,
not
mine have.
that. It's because I have very little body fat, so I have skinny fingers, and I'm starting to be able to tell that my skin around my fingers, because that moves a lot,
Yes, it
is
does.
getting a lot of wrinkles,
Well, yeah,
just like my mom,
but that's
which it
normal.
used to be. Yeah, it's normal for my age.
It's normal forever.
It's just that my hands and a little bit around my eyes is the only place you can tell that I'm not in my mid to late 20s. Everything else, I look mid to late 20s. I'm 44.
I don't know. I think I look around 30s. I just don't know if I could like age myself based on like
Yeah,
the
but
hands or
you
the
see it.
wrinkles because I really don't have any wrinkles. Even on my hands, it's just the average normal number I always had. So
You see it more and more that people are aging more gracefully in the last 40 years than they have before.
Well, I'm going to say
You
maybe
know,
their skin's aging more gracefully, but people are horses'
I think
butts
it
more
all
and
comes
more.
down to like the way of life. So if they eat well, like in terms of like healthy, if they look
but
after themselves, don't put themselves out too much sun, that they might actually look quite a
yeah,
few
it's
years
just
younger
the
than they actually are.
the standard of living has gone up significantly.
Yeah, well, now you have choices, right? Now you
Yeah,
actually
and
have the
now you
choice
can
between
stay
healthy and
inside, and now you have the kind of money to say that instead of taking your family to the beach, you're going to the theme park.
yeah, basically.
Yeah, so no sandblasting your skin.
Worst sunburn I ever got was at a theme park. Worst sunburn. And
No,
I've been to Jamaica.
worst I ever got was swimming from about 8 a.m. in the morning till 7:30 ish p.m. before I actually got out of the water as a lobster.
What was the event that we just did? It's Windabo at Corks this weekend. So another team one we'll have to accomplish.
It wasn't until I came out of the water that I noticed something was wrong.
We went to Jamaica when I was like 13, 14, fairly young. And the locals warned us because I'm very fair skinned. Most of my family has fairly dark skin because we have some Mediterranean in us. And so they have more of an olive complexion and dark skin, and they tan nicely. I don't. If I was any whiter, I'd be blue. So the locals were like, "Hey, no, you don't want to go do that. You really don't. When you're at the
Are
beach,
you
cover up."
Swedish, Mom?
I am Swedish.
Yeah, and
Oh yeah.
you can
Oh
stay
yeah.
out in the sun.
I can, but I turn into a lobster really quickly. I,
Yes,
I
yes.
do not tan well. So
You're
I was
not
smart and I
meant for the
covered
sun.
I covered up except for a little tiny part of my ankle, which did indeed burn bright red in less than half an hour. My sister, however, being olive skinned, went out, no sunscreen, no nothing, and wound up in the hospital because the burns were so bad.
I think that when I was a kid, I should have been taken to the hospital, but they didn't. They just put a wet t-shirt on me and sent me to bed.
I hate having wet clothes on me when I get sunburned because then the clothes get
Oh,
wet and then my skin gets hot and then the clothes feel like they're steaming. No, no. I need to take a
yeah.
super quick bio break, so I'm going to put this on and be right back, but obviously we're still I'm back.
Welcome back.
Lexer says I burned through 500 plus contraband in 3 days. Nope. Way too much dedication and effort there, Lexers. That's not happening for me. Where are we? We're 7:15. What shall we do?
Well, I had a Lucari TFO
That sounds like a...
twice.
Hold, is that Zenkethy Front?
Yeah, we could do Zenkethy Front. I can do.
Because I don't think there's any others there, are there?
There's Gravity Nothing, and there's
Isn't Vernur,
Janelle Gauntlet as well.
Vernur Gauntlet? That's not a bad one either. I'm going to launch us for Zenkethy Front. Which is spacey, don't worry, Satalia. It's space. Weeboo?
A Weevu, affirmative.
So the good news is my trainer is leaving my gym next Friday. He's staying with the company, but he's going to a different location. Which means I'm not going to be going to training 4 days a week, starting a week from Monday. Yay! I'm so looking forward to not coming home at the end of an hour of workout and just wanting to go to bed for the rest of the day. And for anyone who says, well, you could just cut back. No! No, 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 no. We do not play that game that way.
The time for battle is almost.
And who has joined us? Kavata has joined us. New ship name. All right, Satalia. Where are you, Satalia? Assimilated Moopsy. Ooh, hang on. That's a really good name.
You know, the Starship registration office is going to really dislike you, Satalia. You know how much time it takes to update all the computers in the fleet? So they acknowledge all your changes?
Thank goodness changing a ship name's easier than changing a tune name.
Yeah, well, that also involves painting. You have to have your dots change your
Oh, that's a good
nameplate.
point. Have you thought about that, Satalia? Then again, I think she's keeping employment steady.
I mean, it's just automated dots, but still.
No. Out there somewhere,
Away from other important
somewhere in a
things.
space dock someplace, whole bunch of little NPCs are out there having to repaint the ship every single time, Satalia.
Bingo.
But she's keeping the economy sound by keeping them employed. So I mean, there's a reason.
Another Zinkethi base has been destroyed. There are 3 left. Teammate has captured the bow. Protect them. Got a bow.
I got a bomb. Oh, I thought there was nobody here, but there's somebody here. Oh, well.
Well fought. Only 2 Zinkethi bases remain. Your teammate has captured a bow. Protect them. Only 1 Zinkethi base left.
Well, I've got a bomb. I'm at the last base, and I've got a battleship that I can't take down. Or I can, but it's going to take a while.
Where are you? Can't see you. Oh, there you are. Okay. I think if I have a few ships that are coming up to this star base here, I'd rather have it protected.
Got the Taz tornado rolling. There we go. Now it's just the
Oh,
dreadnought.
never
Oh,
mind.
okay, all dead. All dead
Never
now.
mind, I didn't
Woohoo.
have to see here. All dead.
Errors affect the system.
They're doomed.
Keep moving. Nothing to see here. Move along. Move along. Oh, good. I just got the notification we're going live. I love that. Taz, I will look at the all-member berries and see if I remember any of it, because I don't. Where are we at? Oh, we still got about 10 minutes before I need to go and deal with real life today.
It's meant for you to just click through it because the images is enough to member bury it.
I will do that as soon as we're done here. What next? What next?
Oh, I don't think we can do Draenor.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes. We can knock out Draenor.
Okay.
As long as we have a 5th person of he's in reasonable strength, we should knock that one out. Draenor Gauntlet, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Weewoo?
We got a Weeble.
Alexa said, could be worse. I received my mail-in ballot like 2 days prior to the election with no way of getting it back in time. Doesn't it just have to be postmarked by the day of the election?
We don't have a lot of time,
Oh.
so I'll make this quick.
It actually has to get back to them? That would be bad. Here they just have to be postmarked, and they count them up to 2 weeks after, I think. But they can also mail them to you months in advance if you know you're not going to be around. Mom's Moopsy. See, Satalia, I looked. It's Mom's Moopsy. I still can't vote here because I still don't have a driver's license here, and I won't until July 15th, which is going to be a problem because my car registration expires June 9th. So I have 5 weeks of not having a legal car. Which I'm sure I can go to the DMV and say, hey, I need to get this extended. And I'm sure they'll be like, oh, we have to jump through hoops for you for that. Fine. I'm game.
Enemy ships detected. They're on an intercept course.
Read the full ship's name. Okay, hang on a second. Let's see if I can skip around here. There's a tornado, so it makes it really hard to tell you. Let's see. Where are you? Right there. Mom's
Parts are ready. Scan the set.
Mom's Moopsy tattoo. Oh, I found a tattoo place. How am I putting on this tune? I'm tactical. Yay. I found a place called the Forever Gallery. I'm thinking, oh, nice artwork. Nope, tattoos. But it's in a very posh area of town, meaning it's not going to be fly-by-night, low-grade artists. You have to go put a ring down Mount Doom. Nope. Noopity, nope, nope, nope. Noopity, nope, nope, nope. That's rather talented people. Who's going to go where, by the way?
Well, I'm sitting at Alpha right now.
I guess I'll come down to Gamma then. Yeah, actually, now that I think about lectures, that's about the level of what has to happen. I actually have to go to court to get my license.
Get ready.
Because there's a typo or a discrepancy in my name between my legal name and my common name. Which the federal government doesn't care about. They're fine with it. That's what amazes me.
Federal government doesn't care. Why should the state government?
Exactly. They issued me my documents so I can travel
Especially-
any place, according to the feds.
Especially it's about a license that is supposed to grant you ability to drive your car anywhere in the country.
Yes.
It's kind of like pointless that local law would override
Well, so in the States, I think I've talked about this before, they've come up with this thing called Real ID, which makes your driver's license
Yeah.
valid for travel, like on an airplane or something like that. But it's a absolute nightmare with people waiting in line for hours to get the Real ID, only to be sent away going, hey, no, there's a letter discrepancy, blah, 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 blah. Fortunately, most states implemented this when it first came out years ago, so no problems. Leaving the few states that didn't, like Illinois, to try and figure this out. And so now this is the problem. Illinois is fine with my name having that issue. Indiana is not. But it will be resolved soon. I just don't want to get 86 tickets for having an expired license plate when it's something minor that can maybe get fixed.
yeah.
Like, give me a new extended plate. Yeah, I'll pay for it. That's not an issue. The good news is I'm individually supporting the liquor industry in the state of Indiana, courtesy of all of this. Lexer says, people who say to never put on malice what can be put on idiocy never dealt with the federal government. Yep. Or Illinois probably more than the federals. Federals are overwhelmed with bureaucracy. It's just ridiculous. But you go to states like Illinois where there's a lot of corruption. It's not idiocy, it's not malice, it's greed. An absolute indifference for the constituency. But no, I was not going to get a tattoo of Moopsy. Though that is clever. But then, it would suck my own bones out while I'm wearing it and I would just collapse. Oh my god, what if that's it? You get a tattoo of Moopsy and you get Moopsified.
What, you're gonna need to survive on bones?
Kind of need bones to do much of anything, but I suppose we could develop into an amoeba-like creature. And that process would be called Moopsification.
We'll all become jellyfish.
Yeah. Canadian federal government is a dark cesspool of both idiocy and malice, sometimes malice for the sole purpose of fighting boredom resulting from their void existence. I see we all respect our federal governments ever so well. Nope, must be way up there. There it is. So when I was working, one of the last things that happened was we did not get a very large federal contract. This was pre-election. Then the election happened. Then all this stuff happened, and I'm thinking, maybe that's a good thing that they didn't get that contract, because that means they would have committed millions of dollars in materials to a project that might or might not be moving forward.
No! No, 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 no,
What,
no,
what,
no!
what?
I almost upgraded a satellite.
Oh, no, don't do that. You said no, 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 just as I'm upgrading. I'm like, what? No, I'm tactical. I'm good. We're good here.
Oh, that's right. You're an engineer on this one, Taz.
Am I the only one? Oh, there we go. Yep, that's not what I want. There we go. Wrong button.
Thank you, Talia.
Oops, there's one over there. I'll put that one.
Picking up the enemy flagships. Hang on up there.
Well, apparently I'm up here at Alpha, so stick around here.
We'll stay our ground. They won't. Please, what was that? What was that Tholian tarantula doing? This, by the way, we had the whole event with
Tholians.
Pavo,
Yeah. Oh, with Pavo?
and we have Tholians now, and it's kind of interesting because I don't remember having Draenor ever having Tholians before.
I think Draenor's at random, isn't it?
It is, but it has a list of enemies. It doesn't like list all of them.
Maybe they changed that. Because, yeah, I don't remember Tholians here either.
I mean, I like a variety. I don't mind them, honestly. It's just like surprising considering we're just right
Just
in the
don't give,
middle of
don't
Tholian
give me a
event.
Mokai, please. No more Mokai.
Yeah. That's the thing. I don't think Draenor ever gives you Mokai.
Okay, fine. No more blah.
I'll take Voth any day over Mokai.
Look, I have that.
Unelite?
Annoying.
I wouldn't.
It's that
I'd
feedback
rather
thing.
do the Mokai on Elite. At least I can take those.
Good morning,
Those
Grass.
boss battles
morning.
it can only be like done by a good DPS.
And how are you today, my dear?
Just woke up.
I've been here for a while, but no, I haven't woken up yet. This is all instinct, reflex. So, is this the big last day of the week for you, or do you work weekends?
I do work weekends.
I know we have a couple of other people. I think Dante works weekends too. But tomorrow's work, since it apparently is going to rain later today, if my yard doesn't flood tomorrow or today, me and my new Sawzall are going to take out my fence. I'm so looking forward to this.
And they start pretending that their beam of death is actually threatening in any way.
No. Yeah, no. Satali says, with pets I can deal with Mokai from a distance. Well, if you stay out from 5 kilometers, you're fine. Mokai aren't going to bother you with their regular viral impulse burst thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they do have a tendency of running another thing called ionic turbulence or something like
Do
it, and
they?
it causes you to glide because your engines just are not efficient anymore.
How dare they? How dare they? The nerve of them.
I know.
Who do they think they are?
I think they're the best Klingon faction in the world, or in the universe.
See, got a minute left here.
I say they're anything but.
That's why in the last phase I'm actually partial to taking the middle one, B.
Yeah, but
Beta.
we got a Taz there, and we had a Chris, and we had a Satalia, so we had 3 people who
Well,
could take that.
If,
And Gamma is the one that's
If you
taking
get-
the worst eating.
Do you want me to
if
head
you
down
get
to Gamma?
about 5 kilometers behind the spawn point of the ship, it'll never hit you. And you'll be flanking it all.
No, look, you hit me with your blast and nothing happened. Can you stop using that tactic then?
Well, at least I got my dreadnoughts done.
Oh,
Odd
for
that
sure.
there's a Tholian recluse in a group of other ships. It'd only be odd if it was a Tholian recluse in a group of
Yay.
other aliens.
And not purple point.
4 seconds.
We did it!
We did it! Yay! Thank you, Kumarki. Not only did we do it, but Chris got his 2 Lucari TFOs done, correct?
Yep, correct.
Yay!
Just got checked in. That was nice and easy and effortless, really.
Indeed. That was a nice start to the day.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. Satali says, odd that there's a Tholian recluse in a group of other ships. Not much of a recluse if you're not alone. That's a good joke.
Har har har
Har har har har har. Yes, very good. Very good, Satalia. Well, I'm going to get out of here because it's supposed to be in the 90s today. They're coming to paint the house in about 45 minutes, so they say. And I'm going to go take the dogs out because the painters don't care if I'm here or not when they start, just so that the dogs aren't in the
will care
backyard.
if the painters are there.
Oh, the dogs are going to care if the painters are here. Oh, yeah. Dogs are not going to
Yeah.
be happy. But if I get them out now, they'll be a little less stressed out. We'll get there ahead of the rain. Blah, 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 blah,
Yep.
blah. Stuff gets done. Things get done. Game plan is providing they're not banging on the sides of the house tonight, we will be on tonight. Me and a bottle of wine. Because painters.
Oh.
Yeah, no, Satalia.
Sounds like a
Painters
plan.
were last night. Last night because they were stripping the siding and fixing some of the wood that had come loose in places, so they were pounding on the house and scrape, 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 and it was incredibly noisy. If they're just painting, even if they're using a paint gun, it shouldn't be nearly as noisy as it was with the stuff last night. Because I think they got it all done last night because they were here late. They were stripping the house. They weren't stripping each other because it was a man and a woman. That would have been very, very bad. Though they were both attractive people, young. All right, everybody, have a wonderful morning. I'm going to get out of here. Musin, are you doing this or am I doing this?
I can do this.
Okay, fine. On behalf of everybody here, welcome to the Moopsyverse. Have a wonderful day, and as we like to say around here, stay moopsome.
Moopsy. Shun the non-believer. Shun. Shun.
And I will make it a threesome. Do you even hear yourself?
Perfect. Take care, everyone. We'll talk to you later.